Hello students, I am Dr. Avnish Kumar Singh from Ambalika Institute of Management and Technology, Lucknow, and here we are going to discuss module 3 quantum mechanics of subject physics, and this is our second part of the lecture black body radiation. Last time we have studied what is black body, what was the famous black body spectrum curve that is got from the data of experiment, black body experiment, and what was the classical theories at that time, and those were try to explain that variation. So, in this lecture the student will study understand the failure of classical theory to explain the variation of black body spectrum, state the Planck's quantum hypothesis, derive the Planck's radiation law, describe and discuss the explanation of variation of spectrum by Planck's law. So, we have studied there was two classical theory at that time, first was the Wien's radiation law, other is the Rayleigh-Jean law. Now, the first one was the Wien's radiation law, and that tries to explain this variation and what happened actually according to Wien's law. E lambda d lambda is equal to 8 pi h c upon lambda to power 5 e to power h c by lambda k t d lambda. Now, the two corners are here for shorter wavelength for this side where lambda tends to 0, lambda is very small, that is lambda tends to 0. If you put lambda tends to 0, then E lambda d lambda is equal to 0, because lambda tends to 0, then it is power e to power infinite, then 1 upon infinite is 0. So, that result matches with the this experimental curve, the blue experimental curve for the shorter wavelength, and for higher wavelength we can say it deviates from the actual curve. So, this law holds good only for shorter wavelength and not for the longer wavelength as shown in figure. So, this formula could not explain this. One thing more here, for t is equal to infinite, we have e to power 0, and so E lambda d lambda having some finite value, but from the Stephen's law, that was E is equal to sigma t to power 4, we have for t tends to infinite, E tends to infinite, and that is matches with this curve. So, because of these problems, Wien's radiation law, the classical law, was not able to describe this curve. The second attempt, that is by Rayleigh-Jean law, and the formula in the forms of wavelength given by E lambda d lambda is equal to 8 pi k t upon lambda to power 4 d lambda. For longer wavelength this side, that is lambda tends to infinite. So, lambda tends to infinite, this value 1 upon directly proportional lambda to power 4. So, this value becomes 0, that very close to 0. So, for this curve this is satisfied. For longer wavelength this formula satisfy the curve, but when we talk about the shorter wavelength lambda tends to 0, 1 upon 0, that is infinite. So, it goes to the infinite. So, that is totally disagree. For the longer wavelength it matches with the experimental curve, but for the shorter wavelength it goes to infinite. Instead of it, this curve goes to got the peak and again goes to the lower side. So, there is total disagreement of this Rayleigh-Jean law from the experimental curve. So, in this figure we can just see both the classical theory, that was Wien's theory from this curve, and the Rayleigh-Jean theory from this curve does not agree with this experimental curve. So, both the theory was fails out, and there is a need of new theory, new formula, new approach, and that is given by Planck quantum theory. After the failure of classical theory in 1900, Max Planck proposed the new way to explain the variation of intensity in black body radiation spectrum. According to him, the emission and absorption of energy take place in discrete amount, not continuous. That is the main thing Max Planck have discussed. That is, energy is not continuous. Classically, energy is continuous. It depends upon kT, that is depend upon temperature. Increase the temperature, we can get the energy. Here he have told that energy is not continuous, it is discrete. We will study. He derived the radiation law on the basis of few assumptions. So, we will talk about the assumption first, and this is the Planck tell that why I accidentally started the quantum mechanics. He have told sometime because of the complexity of this theory. Now, the Planck quantum hypothesis, the energy is emitted due to the oscillation. What happened actually in black body, number of oscillations occur, number of oscillations like this or multiple of various standing wave form here. So, energy is emitted due to oscillation of charged particles in the black body with all the possible frequencies, same as the frequency of emission. So, frequency is whatever the frequency is emitted, that is come from the vibration. The radiation of energy is emitted or absorbed discontinuously, important thing, discontinuously, very important, not continuous, in the form of discrete energy packets, that is known as quanta or quantum. The quantum is a Latin word that is known as how much, that is talk about the quantity. So, its energy in the form of quanta, some packets, it is not something which is continuous, it is not something which is absorbed, it is not something which is can have any value, it does not possible, it having some value, and that value talk in the third hypothesis, that is each quanta is associated with definite amount of energy which is given by E n is equal to n h nu, where n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So, always this energy is E, that is equal to h nu or 2 h nu or some 3 h nu and so on. So, it is annual multiple of some value, that is quanta, that is known as photon energy, the quantum energy E is equal to h nu, and this wave packet is known as photon. So, wave having the discrete energy, that is the essence of Planck's quantum hypothesis, and its energy is always a multiple of something, and that something is directly proportional to always frequency, and if we delete this directly sign, this is h nu. So, where h is the Planck constant given by his name, and its value is, we have studied various times, 6 into 6.63 in 10 to power minus 34 joule second. Now, Planck, after giving his assumption, he derived a new law, and that law was based on the fact that energy is absorbed or emitted in discrete manner in multiply of some h nu, 2 h nu, 3 h nu and so on. So, he have derived in this way. Planck considered the black body radiation consists of linear oscillators of molecular dimension, and energy of linear oscillator can assume only the discrete values, that is 0, h nu, 2 h nu, 3 h nu and so on. If n naught, n 1, n 2 are the number of oscillators per unit volume having energy 0. So, at n naught number of oscillator energy is 0, n 1 number of oscillator energy h nu, 2 h nu and so on respectively, then the total number of oscillators n per unit volume will be. So, we have to take sum of all oscillator numbers n naught plus n 1 plus n 2 and so on, that will be equal to n. But the number of oscillators n r is any value having energy E r is given by this Boltzmann distribution law. N r is equal to n naught e to power minus E r by k t. That means, this E r and n r is connected. Number of oscillator n r for which value? The energy value E r. Now, putting these values in this equation n naught, n 1, n 2. So, n naught putting the value of E r is equal to 0, that is equal to 1, n naught plus n naught into e to power minus E 1 by k t, r ki jagah 1, then 2, then 3 and so on. So, we have different values again. So, n is equal to n naught, we are taking n naught common there, 1 plus e to power minus h nu by k t plus e to power minus 2 h nu by k t plus e to power minus 3 h nu k t and so on. Again, now if we put h nu by k t is equal to x, then we have 1 plus e to power minus x like this, plus e to power minus 2x plus e to power minus 3x and so on, and this is the series of the function 1 upon 1 minus e to power minus, we are using directly mathematics, 1 upon 1 minus e to power x, again put the value of x here, and so we have n is equal to n naught upon 1 minus e to power minus h nu by k t. Now, this is the total number of oscillator there. Actually, we are going to take the average energy. The total energy of n oscillation is given by E is equal to, now n 1 into energy in oscillation n 1, that is h nu, plus n 2 into 2 into h nu plus n 3 into 3 into h nu and so on. Again, by putting the value of n 1, n 2, n 3 and taking this h nu common, h nu is common in all. So, we can take h nu common. So, we have h nu into n 1 plus 2 n 2 plus 3 n 3 plus 4 n 4 and so on. By putting the value of n 1 and 2 from the previous one, we have h nu, taking n naught common, we will get again this one, but here 2, 3, 4 multiplied to e to power minus h nu by k t plus 2 into e to power minus 2 h nu by k t and so on. Again, we can take this e to power h nu minus h nu by k t common, that comes out, and here we have 1 and 2 into e to power h nu by k t, but 2 is here, 3 is here, the rest is 2 and so on. Again, if you put the value h nu by k t is equal to x, then we have in bracket 1 plus 2 e to power minus x plus 3 into e to power minus 2 x and so on. Again, this is the mathematical series of the function 1 upon 1 minus e to power minus x whole square. So, we put the value of x, we have this one, E is equal to n naught h nu and this one e to power minus h nu by k t, and the solution of this directly 1 minus e to power minus h nu by k t. Power minus 2, we can take it below. So, e to power E is equal to n naught into h nu multiplied by e to power minus h nu by k t divided by 1 minus e to power minus h nu by k t whole square. This is equation number 4. Hence, the energy which is average energy per oscillation is given by this one, E bar is equal to E by n. E is the total energy and is the total number of oscillator. So, by dividing total number of oscillator in energy, we have n naught h nu e to power, now value of this one E, n naught h nu e to power minus h nu by k t upon 1 minus e to power minus h nu by k t whole square and divided by n, and the value of n is n naught, this n naught upon, so upon it will go up 1 minus e to power minus h nu by k t So, this is the power square. So, it will be cancel out and not will cancel out, and we have h nu e to power minus h nu by k t upon 1 minus e to power h nu by k t. Again, if we take e to power minus h nu by k t common, then it will be cut from here. It will, I will take this one common. So, common it will be cut from here, and this is 1 upon e to power minus h nu by k t, that is e to power h nu by k t minus 1. So, we have average energy is equal to h nu upon e to power h nu by k t. That is very interesting. Classically, the energy was E is equal to k t, we have put there, and here we have h nu upon e to power h nu by k t minus 1, that is the contribution of Planck. This is the classical energy, average energy, and this is the quantum average energy, and this depend upon the frequency, the multiple of h nu, depend also on temperature. Hence, the average energy per unit volume, that is energy density inside the cavity, is given by, now total energy is E nu du nu is equal to number of oscillators per unit volume multiply by average energy per oscillator. This is the same value we have used in Rayleigh Jean. Rayleigh Jean actually derive it, they have used it. So, this is the same value 8 pi nu square d nu upon c cube into h nu upon e to power h nu by k t minus 1, and by sum up this we have 8 pi h nu cube by c cube d nu upon e to power h nu by k t minus 1, you can say. Again, so we have E nu d nu is equal to 8 pi h nu cube by c cube upon 1 minus 1 upon e to power h nu by k t minus 1, that is Planck's radiation law, that is derived in terms of frequency. Again, we can replace the frequency by wavelength, and we can get E lambda d lambda is equal to 8 pi h c upon lambda to power 5, 1 upon e to power h c by lambda k t minus 1 d lambda. Now, these two formula that is Planck radiation law. Equation 5 and 6 represent the Planck radiation law or Planck energy distribution law in terms of frequency and wavelength. Now, Planck used this formula beautifully to describe, to discuss, to explain the variation of that variation of the curve, that is lambda, and you can say I intensity or E lambda d lambda, this curve. How? Now, he have explained for both the corners. For shorter wavelength, nu is larger. For shorter wavelength, that is nu is larger, and if nu is larger, e to power h nu by k t is very much greater than 1. That is e to power h nu by k t minus 1. If this value is very much greater than 1, we can ignore the 1. This is 1000 minus 1, that is 999, or that is almost equal to 1000. So, we can ignore this value minus 1 factor, and so having same value as E h nu by k t. If we put this value denominator as this value e to power h nu by k t, we have this formula. And what is this formula? This is the Wien's formula, and the Wien's formula already agree well with the experimental result for shorter wavelength. What we have done here, we have taking that Planck's formula converted to Wien's law for shorter wavelength, or in shorter wavelength, this side, shorter wavelength side, we are not talking about this one, this side, the Wien's law already satisfied, and so the Planck's law converted to Wien's law, and so Wien's law can easily explain this side of curve. Now, for longer wavelength or nu is shorter, that is lambda is larger, and lambda is larger, that means S c upon lambda k t is very small, and when E h c by lambda k t is equal to 1 plus Sc by lambda. We can just take this is the series of e to power x, that 1 plus x square and so on. But since lambda value is very larger, so higher terms of lambda in 1 upon lambda. So, lambda is very large. So, 1 upon lambda term is very small. So, we can neglect all these higher terms and e to power Sc by lambda kt, by solving we have 1 plus Sc by lambda kt, all the higher terms are ignored. So, again this is the Planck radiation law, and if you put instead of this one, instead of not this one, we have this one, we have value of here, then we have 8 pi Sc upon lambda to power 5 and 1 upon this one 1 plus Sc by lambda kt minus 1, and so 1 will be cancelled out. When we solve it, we have E lambda d lambda is equal to 8 pi kt upon lambda to power 4 d lambda. Now, which is Rayleigh-Jean law, that is agrees well with the experimental result for longer wavelength. So, we have done two things here. First of all, we have just taken that Planck's radiation law take the form of Rayleigh-Jean, and Rayleigh-Jean was already explained the higher side, but that is going infinite. So, we are just talking about the higher side, and for lower side it agrees with Wien's law. So, this Planck's radiation law is able to explain this curve for all the wavelengths. We can again see it in terms of frequency, how? This one, the beautiful curve again. This is the same curve, but the energy density with frequency. So, what the variation we have seen in this side, that came on this side. Do not be confused. In many books you can see one time the figure of versus lambda or figure versus this versus frequency. So, I have used both the curves, that is earlier we have seen in terms of wavelength, now here in terms of frequency. The blue one was the Planck's, and that also the experimental curve, the same as experimental curve. So, Planck's radiation law theoretical curve is exactly same as experimental curve. So, Planck radiation law was successfully described, and no classical theory was earlier able to describe this one. The Rayleigh-Jean law, that was only satisfying the lower side, and Wien's law that satisfy in the higher frequency, and there is a lower frequency. If you talk about the wavelength, it will convert. So, what we can say here, the Planck assumption that was well established, the Planck assumption was well defined, that energy which is absorbed or radiated not continuously, but in discrete manner, and E is always something integer multiplied by h nu. This h nu is very important. This is having photon energy, energy is always multiple of that. You cannot get fractional energy of h nu, you cannot get less than the energy h nu, you cannot get the energy that is between h nu and 2 h nu, that is very important. So, it is clear from these curves that the Planck curve is exactly follow the experimental curve, while Wien's and Rayleigh-Jean curve only follow in the higher frequency and the lower frequency range. We can again see it in the previous slide. Again we are going to see these two slides. we can see here for shorter wavelength what we have, the mathematical value for shorter wavelength nu is very large. So, nu is very large, this value is very much greater than 1, we have seen. Actually I am just trying to say you what the mathematics say, that is the beauty of this law. All quantum mechanics is the mathematics in the form of physics, physics in the form of mathematics. This is very much greater than 1. So, we can ignore this value and can get this one. And if you put in Planck's formula, by putting this whole value, that ignored by this one, we have only this one. So, we can get this value, and this is the Rayleigh Wien's law that is agrees well for the shorter wavelength side. So, Planck law actually converted to Wien's law for shorter wavelength side mathematically we can see, and also in the figure. Again in the Rayleigh-Jean law, the Planck's law again for the longer wavelength where nu is shorter. So, we have just replacing the e to power h nu or e to power h c by lambda k t series, and if lambda is very large, these all values are very small and so can be neglected, and so we have rest only this value e to power h c by lambda k t is equal to 1 plus h c upon lambda k t, and when you put this value here, 1 will be cancelled out and we have h c instead of this one, we have h c by lambda k t, and h c will be cancelled out, and we have E lambda d lambda is equal to 8 pi k t upon lambda to power 4 d lambda, which is again the Planck's law converted to Rayleigh-Jean law, and that agrees well for the longer wavelength. We are doing it for explaining this again, that is this is for the not wavelength, frequency. So, variation in the lower side for the wavelength, the frequency the variation was at the higher end, and this blue curve, that is the Planck curve, was exactly lies with the experimental curve. Thank you.